Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time I take a look at the 1983 Mazda Savanna RX-7 GT Turbo. The FB, except it isn't the FB, it's got a silly name, but everyone calls it the FB because it's the second generation of the Mazda RX-7. Of course, FB, FC, FD, and then the other one that no one seems to really bother with. Yeah, this is a cool car. Despite being a 1983 model, this race mod is 70s. Very slab-sided, the colours, I quite like it. I think it's based on a real thing that raced in America off the top of my head. But, yeah, quite a bizarre-looking race mod. Obviously, there's not really much race car to it. It's just very huggy bear in the way that it looks. So yeah, interesting race mod to say the least, but quite a cool car design overall. I love the giant ducktail that this race mod adds to it. That really does complete it. I'm not too fussed on this generation of RX-7. I remember when they added this to Forza 4 back in the day, and it was one of the loudest cars in the game. That and the RX-3, which was in the later Forzas, are always good fun because they are just ridiculously loud rotary machines. But other than that, I'm pretty indifferent to this generation of RX-7. I'm not a huge FC fan, not a huge, I'm all about the FD. That's me. So, yeah, this one falls a little bit on deaf ears. But I tell you what, in terms of statistics, I think this one could be pretty quick around here today. Front engine rear wheel drive, 440 horsepower, 909 kilos. The power to weight on this is really good, especially for an old car. I think this is going to sort of shake things up quite a bit. RX-7s have been quick around this course, and if this can be controllable, this could be on for a pretty good lap time. Also, the wheels look a bit ridiculous with this race mod. They look very out of place. For my money, it should have been some, almost, steely looking, no spoke, trying to think of the name of it. There's, land speed wheels, those sort of things. Low drag wheels, there you go. I don't know why that took so long to get out. Anyways, this car is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Cultus Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of a 26.540. The RX-7 GT Turbo unlikely to beat that. In terms of where this could go, the quickest Savanna RX-7 we've had was the Infini 3. That car set a time of a 30.598. And from what I remember, that car made nowhere near the power that this makes. So, yeah, I mean, again, should this be controllable, which so far it seems to have a really nice traction off the corners, that could be doable. Another car as well, sort of one that was a bit of a, I don't want to say giant killer, because obviously it was a giant back in its day, but one that really sort of showed up the new boys was the Datsun 240Z. That car set a time of a 30.466. So it could go up there. Straight away, this has got the traction that you expect a modern RX-7 to have. We've spoken millions of times. The RX-7 is one of the very few sports cars, rear-wheel drive sports cars, that can get into the under 30 club. To be honest with you, they handle their power better than most Nissan Skylines do in terms of wheel spin and controllability, and you can definitely feel a little bit of that in here. Now, that being said, over the grass, a little bit frightening, because it doesn't really weigh a lot. We have seen this with the cars that are, pretty lightweight. They really do not like the bumps and the jumps, so it's all about keeping it straight on there. A little bit of a lack of torque as well. Gear ratios are a little bit long in this, but other than that, this is pretty spot on. 30.378. Wow, that is impressively quick from the Savanna RX-7. Yeah, this is very nice to drive, actually. I can see why a lot of people, obviously this is a bit of a rare car in the used dealership, but you see those YouTube challenge videos now where it's like beating the car with what, I don't watch them for obvious reasons, but beating the game with just one car. This could definitely be that one car, because sort of base, this makes 150-ish horsepower, I think. So there's no event this really can't enter apart from maybe some of the key car races. And yet, you know, fully upgraded, 440 horsepower, a race mod and all that. Yeah, there's definitely a sort of a bit of a meta car in here somewhere. Could be so much quicker through that race, that sort of last section. I think that's sort of what let this down a little bit. But that is really, really quick. That is surprising just how quick that was. I was not expecting that. I was expecting this to be pretty good, as soon as I saw it at 440 horsepower and 909 kilos. But I was thinking wheel spin was going to be an issue, as we have seen in cars like Fair Lady Zs and Sylvias and stuff that gets to this sort of power. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, the tyres on this aren't going to be as big as they are on a new FD, and you just don't expect this to be as nice to drive as a new car, but it really is. Yeah, there's some time in that last sector. I don't think there's that much time. I'd say probably another 0.1, but that's quick. That's really quick. That's really good from the old GT Turbo. Anyways, a 30.378 will place this into 196th place. Goes in between the Honda Civic Ferio and the Ford Puma. It is quicker than a Lotus Esprit Sport, quicker than the Vauxhall Tigra. It's quicker than the quickest Supra that we've had, non-racing Supra. Quicker than the Tommy Kyra M30 GTS, which is another car that did really well despite its age. Quicker than Sylvia, Toyota Astro, TRD 2000 GT. I mean, in terms of things that are sort of quicker than this, Mazda Speed Roadster C-Spec, sure, sort of similar-ish, well, not even similar vintage, because this is a couple of years older than that. It's slower than the Tommy Kyra M30 GTSR, but that car had 200 more horsepower to this and is way newer. Yeah, that is exceptional, actually, to be honest with you. With the way that drives, that's really good. Does make you wonder if they'd push the boat out a little bit more with the power of this. You know, if this had 500 horsepower, are we looking at an under 30 car? Because ultimately, I think the one thing that sets this down a little bit is the gearbox is a little bit long, considering it's a rotary. It does make decent torque, but it really has to get there. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Sky's the limit, really, with this. But, no, phenomenal car. Absolutely phenomenal. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.